welcome back to my channel. In today's video I decided I was going to do quite a neutral look, but with this pop of colour on the inner corners. I am living for purples and blues and periwinkles at the minute. I don't know where it's come from. I'm just loving a tiny splash of colours in my look. I'm trying to tone it down a bit because I usually go all out, so I'm trying to mute the amount of colours that I'm using. So this is what I've settled on today, and yeah, I'm all for it. I love the glittery inner corner glam. So if you do want to see how I achieve this, go ahead and keep on watching. My level of sad at the moment in lockdown is I actually bought takeaway cups and I actually bought straws to make iced coffees and to feel like I've been somewhere. This is an all-time low for me. To begin, I've already done my eyebrows. It's just a faff to do it all on camera. I just do my usual soap brow routine, so I will leave the link to how I do that in the down bar below. And I have already sculpted them out. I just used my normal concealer, which is this one here. It is the Maybelline Eye Eraser. So I've sculpted them out with that, and now I'm just going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer, and I'm just going to prime my lids with that, and then I will set it. Wait till you see this. Then I'll set it with my, oh my god, my trusty Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I do have a new one for the rest of my face. I've just been using this one to set my eyes. I'm just using this brush. This is like a no brand no name one to put the primer on. I always use it. It's just like a little fluffy brush. It's just really nice and easy to apply. And honestly, a small amount goes a really long way with this primer, and it is tinted. So I pat this on, and I do pat it out slightly just because I don't know what eyeshadow look I'm going to be doing yet, so I just want to blow it out a little bit in case I decide to do something smoky. We shall see. And then I'm just going to use this fluffy brush to set it. Again, this is like a no brand one. I just pick up random brushes sometimes off of AliExpress. I just run that into my Stay Matte powder and just quickly pop that on top just to prevent any creasing. I've been thinking, and I think I'm going to do something really basic today on the eyes. I think I want to do maybe a brown smoky eye, but with a pop of colour on the inner corner. So I'm going to take my Morphe 25D palette, which is this one, and it has a multitude of all different matte browns. I love this palette. It's so handy to have. When I first purchased it, it didn't appeal to me too much. I like colours and I like to be quite different with my makeup. I don't like to stick to neutral shades, and this is very neutral, but I felt like neutral for me was a little bit out the comfort zone, so I figured I would buy it. And honestly, it's been one of the handiest palettes I've ever had because there's so many different tones and shades of brown in this that I have a brown for every occasion. I think to start I'm going to go in with this brown here. It's quite a light tone brown. I just want to pop it onto my lids and start blending it out and see how it looks. I'm using my Real Techniques base shadow brush to do this, and I'm just going to start by patting this all over my lid. Now I'm going to take my Morphe M573 brush. It's this fluffy brush. Just giving it a wipe onto my trousers, and I'm just going to start to blend the product and diffuse it upwards. So as you can see, I'm just using circular motions to do this. Okay, so as we can see, that basically just blended away. Now we just have a really subtle brown shade. I did expect that was going to happen, but I just wanted to create some framework and have an idea of how it was going to blend out. So I'm definitely going to go in with the deeper colour, and I think I'm going to go in with this shade down here. It's a nice deep brown. It's the second darkest shade in the palette. So I'm just going to dip into that one and do exactly what we did before. I'm going to go in with this shade and blend this ever so slightly through my crease. I'm taking this on this brush by Morphe. It doesn't have a number, it was one of the brushes that come out around Christmas time. I'm going to go back in with that Morphe M573 brush and just blend it again. So this will still have some product on from earlier when we were blending out. So this is just going to help bring everything together. So the brush that I set my eyes with, this one here earlier, I'm going to use this because it has no additional product on, and I'm just going to blend out the outskirts of the brown shade that I put down. It's just going to make this even more seamless, as you can see the difference from that eye to that eye. I definitely want to do like some sort of a smoky liner just to add to this look. I'm really bad at eyeliner. I've been wearing it all the time lately. I know I never used to wear it on all my other videos, but I'm really getting into it and I really like the look of it. But I'm so bad at it. So bad. So I do have to use my trusty sellotape. I like to use an angled brush when I do this. So again, this is from the same Morphe collection, but this is just a small angled brush. So I'm going to use this to put the initial line down, and then when it comes to smoking it out, which I always smoke it out, I don't like the straight line, I'm using the Morphe M213 brush. I'm going to take the darkest shade in this palette to do this, so I'll be going in with this brown here. So I'm just going to start drawing a line like this and connecting it to the lid, and now I'm going to start pulling it back in, so you can see I'm adding thickness now. So I'm pulling it in to make the shape that I want the wing to be. So I'm going to take the second darker shade, which is this one here, on the Morphe brush I told you I was going to use to smoke it. So I'm going to dip into this one here, and I will zoom you in and show you exactly how I smoke this out. I'm just going to apply mascara. I've been liking at the moment the MAC Extreme Dimension. It's in the black shade. I don't know if they do any other colours actually. But yeah, I've been quite liking this at the minute. I'm not doing too thick of a coat just because, just watching it, I'll be putting false lashes on. Now, I've started storing my eyelashes different than usual. So I purchased this glittery book off eBay. I think it was about £5. I've got 3 of them. This is just one I've been using. And I've been storing my lashes in here. I'm going to use these ones down here. These are by Technique. I'm going to use my MAC Strobe Cream. I used the Gold Light one. And this is just a no brand brush. It's just nice and fluffy. So I just use this to blend it all over my face. Now this is massive for me because I've been loving the same foundation since I was about 16. I have found a new obsession. This is the NYX Born to Glow foundation. It says Naturally Radiant Foundation and then some French. I'm obsessed, so I'm using the shade Medium Olive and Warm Vanilla, and I am mixing the both of these together just because I've got tan on, so I can be bronzy for a minute. So yeah, I'll apply my foundation in the same way. So I just put it on my face with my fingers, just because I always think the brush soaks up too much of the product. And then I'm using my Peaches and Cream PC19 brush. Love this one for foundation, and I'm just going to start to blend that in. I feel with this a little bit really does go a long way. I found the coverage to be medium, but very lovely and very glowy. So I'm moving on to concealer. I use the Instant Eye Eraser in 00 Ivory. So I'm going to put this under my eyes, and you will see why I'm being really awkward in a minute. So I pop that under my eyes. And then I'm going to go in with my Elf 16-hour Camo Concealer in the shade Light Sand. So basically I like how full coverage this one is. So I'm just putting 3 lines of that in the middle. But it's way too drying for me. Like, I cannot use it on its own. It is way too drying. And then I'm just going to use my foundation brush and pat this in. There are some spaces closer to the eye where I don't want that big brush to go. So I use this one. This is by Zorea. It's called the Flawless Concealer 860 brush. This is an AliExpress brand and the brushes are really nice, honestly. And again, I dip into this nasty looking powder and I just lightly press down under my eyes. The reason I'm just quickly doing this is so I don't get any creasing whilst I conceal the rest of my face. Now, to be even more annoying, I use a completely different concealer on my nose. So I take the Flower Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. I don't find this concealer full coverage at all. And I just put that on my nose. I couldn't have applied that more wonky if I possibly tried. But I'm going to take, where is it? That's a Ray Bush brush again. And I'm just patting it. Then I'm going back in with my concealer and this is the Instant Eye Eraser again. I'm just taking a bit to the forehead like that, to the chin and under the cheekbones. And then I'm taking some of that flower one and it's a little bit darker than my eye eraser, so I'm just applying it on the outer edges. I always do a cream contour. Honestly, I still go with powder. I just like to cream contour. Makes it easier for me to know where I'm putting my normal powder contour down. So I use the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Fair. This has quickly become one of my favourite products of all time ever. Using again one of the Morphe brushes from the Christmas collection. Mine's a little nasty. Just brush it off on my pants. Yeah, it just looks like this, but again it has no number and I've just rolled it into that. Only need a tiny bit of product, goes the longest way. And I naturally use this on my massive forehead. It is like 1,000,000 degrees in my house. I can't breathe. Now I'll use my normal Rimmel Stay Matte, not my dirty one, because I will be dipping another big Morphe brush in here. Again, don't know why it's got no number on. It's just a big fluffy brush, so I'm just gonna pat my powder in. So I'm gonna take my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil to contour with. This is the old packaging. I really like this as a contour shade because it's quite cool tone. I'm just gonna be using my Real Techniques multitask cheek brush. I'm going to use my Makeup Revolution Bacon Blot in the shade Banana Light. I've been using these powders for about a year now and I really enjoy them. This is a light yellow shade and it's just nice for highlighting my under eyes. This is the Morphe E49 brush. It's like this angled taper brush and it's just really good for getting under your eyes. It's like the perfect shape. Look at that. It's like it's meant to be. Now to bronze. At the minute this is my favourite bronzer. It's actually a mini sized just because I weren't sure what shade I was going to like in it. So I got a mini and I love it, so I definitely need to get the full size. But this is the Fenty Beauty bronzer. Mine is in the shade Shady Biz. And I'm just going to take it on this brush here. This is a no-name brush. Again, this is like one I just picked up off of AliExpress. So I'm going to take this is by Tarte. This is the 9 Ways to Shine Cheek Wardrobe. This is the medium one, so you get light, medium and dark. So I'm going to take the middle shade as my blush today. So nice smiles. So to highlight, I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero palette. I do love this palette. And I'm going to take a mix. This is my favourite combo. I love Glow Getter mixed with Kitty Cat, which I know is weird because one's pink and one's gold, but I love them mixed. Again, another Morphe no name brush. Love that for me. going to take my MUA eye pencil. This is the intense colour eyeliner, and mine is in the shade Snow Queen, which is this white colour. I'm going to use that second to darkest colour. I'm using this on a no brands brush. And then I'm going to go to the first colour that we used, which was this one here. Now we're going to dip into this Periwinkle shade. That's a little bit dull for what I wanted, so I'm going to take my Huda palette. This is the Mercury Retrograde palette. This one here, it's really beautiful. And I'm going to take the shade Nebula or Nebula. It's Nebula. Nebula, am I okay? It's this shade here. Just blend the edges, just so it doesn't look like it stops and starts. So you can see some of the glitter on this one. I've just zoomed out and zoomed it back in. Some of the glitter on this one is scattering through the crease, which looks really nice because it's making it look more seamless, as opposed to that one where it stops and starts. For my lips, I want to keep it nice and simple. I'm taking the MUA Intense Colour Lip Liner. Mine is in the shade TLC. I'm going to take this Liquid Lip by Morphe. This is in the shade Brunch. I'm going to take a small bit of concealer. Just going to use that Elf Camo one. Just in the centre to lighten it slightly. I'm going to add some bottom lash mascara. I use Max Factor 2000 Calorie. I'm going to take the Morphe Luminous Setting Spray and spritz this. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Something a little bit different with that inner corner pop, but I'm kind of really feeling it at the moment. So I do hope you did like it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, it's below here somewhere. And if you do like my videos, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That'll bring you right back to me every time I post another video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.